Hi everyone, welcome back to Cogent English. If winter comes, can spring be far behind? This is the last line of the world famous poem, Ode to the West Wind, written by the renowned romantic poet P.B. Shelley. So today in this video, I'm going to give the detailed analysis and explanation of the poem Ode to the West Wind. It will be really useful for the HSST English aspirants. So let's get started. Ode to the West Wind. If winter comes, can spring be far behind? The last line of the famous poem, Ode to the West Wind. So today, in this video, I'm gonna explain the stanza-wise, the canto-wise explanation of the poetry, basically for the HSST English aspirants and the NET aspirants. It will be helpful. So let's get started. Canto 1 begins with, O wild west wind, thou breath of autumn's being. And here I'm not going to recite the entire poem, and here we're gonna explain the canto wise explanation. Okay, canto wise explanation. So let's get started. In Canto 1, the west wind action over the land. Here the explanation of the west wind's action over the land. So how he is acted? The wind blow over the leaves of various colors to make them fall. So in that way, the wind as a destroyer, the west wind portrayed as a destroyer and preserver. So makes leaves to fall as a destroyer and carrying the seeds and burying them, and that is as a preserver. And poet mention spring, upon arrival the valley will filled with vibrant colors and pleasant smells. Okay, now we are going for the Canto 2. The Canto 2 begins with, Thou one who stream mid the steep sky's commotion, and the ending line, black rain and fire and hail will burst, oh here. So the explanation of Canto 2, the west wind action over the sky. So the description, the arrival of the west wind as coming together of clouds and approaching storms. So wind is depicted as the messenger of thunder and lightning, and presents west wind as the funeral song of the dying year and asks it to listen to him. Canto 3, Thou who didst waken from his summer dreams, and the ending line, and tremble and despoil themselves, oh here. So here the explanation, the west wind action over the water. The description, the west wind awakens the Mediterranean from its deep slumber. Slumber means sleep. And the picture, the mosses growing upon the broken palaces and the movement of that plant because of the blow of the west wind passes over it. He also portrays the mighty Atlantic splits up to allow passage to the west wind. Here we go for Canto 4. Canto 4 begins like this. If I were a dead leaf, thou mightest bear. So, and the ending line, one too like thee, tameless and swift and proud. So here, now the poet turns to identify himself with the west wind. He portrays about the wind's spirit in his childhood age. He is growing old now. He begs to carry along itself and gives the power to feel the spirit of youthful in his boyhood days. He appeals west wind to become one with him. Now Canto 5, Make me thy lyre even as the forest is. And the ending, if winter comes, can spring be far behind. Very popular line I introduced in the beginning. So here we go for the explanation of Canto 5. He asks the west wind to make him as his lyre. He urges the west wind to become the lips of his outdated thoughts and spread them among the people to create sparks and ashes wherever they fall. He believes that his thoughts will bring a change among the people and start the golden age of man. And the literary devices used in the poetry ode to the west wind. Simile. Simile, what is simile? You all know that a figure of speech involving the comparison of one thing with another thing of a different kind used to make a description more emphatic or vivid. So there are many examples like are driven like ghosts from an enchanted fleeing, and each like a corpse within its grave. So there are many. Metaphor, a figure of speech in which a word or phrase literally denoting one kind of object or idea is used in the place of another to suggest a likeness or analogy between them. The breath of autumn's being, angels of rain and lightning, the trumpet of prophecy. These are the examples of metaphor. Personification, the attribution of personal nature or human characteristics to something non-human, or the representation of an abstract quality in human form. Oh, wild west wind. As I told you in the beginning, the poet just addressing the west wind as a man or as a person, a persona. Okay. Destroyer and preserver. These are some examples of personification. And the symbolism, a mark or character used as conventional representation of an object, function, or process. So, west wind as death and rebirth. West wind, power of nature. Dead leaves, destruction. Winged seeds, rejuvenation. Dying year, end of the season. Alliteration, the occurrence of same letter or sound of the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words. Oh, wild west wind. So the verse sound is repeated in this line. Okay. Grow gray with fear. Thank you very much for listening, and for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.